It's Thursday, July the 14th, and we were just commenting, my goodness,
It's hard to believe.
quickly it goes by. Obviously, this is not John Hardy. This is E.J. O'Keefe. John is taking a much needed vacation. He does it annually this week, always at the beach with his family. And for all of you who know about some of the things that have happened in his family, this is much needed. And we're thrilled that he is away and enjoying himself.
Yes. Saw him with a picture with his 4 grandsons tackling them
You know,
in the pool the other
one
day.
of the things that he does as part of his tradition, John has great traditions, is he takes all 4 of the boys, or his 4 grandchildren, and takes them to the local barber shop down at the beach, and they get their summer cut.
Yeah.
So I think that's today. So I hope that they get their summer cuts done today. Speaking of cuts, this is trying to segue into inflation. Yesterday, holy smoke, we got a cut in our wallets yesterday. 9.1% inflation over what was anticipated. These people can't ever get anything right. But this was I think it was 5 basis points beyond what they expected. So it doesn't bode well for the economy. I think it does put our current or the past quarter under the microscope, that if we do have a negative GDP, which I don't see how we don't have negative GDP for the last quarter, that we can go ahead and say we are in a recession, use the R word, and let's move on from there.
Yeah, and we're coming up on earnings for Q2. The Fed and Jerome Powell speaks and will raise rates July 27th. So the next couple of weeks will be very interesting, very telling. And now the Fed funds rate and market has always talked about raising another 75 bips. And as of yesterday's 9.1% inflation number, now talking about potentially 100 bips, a full point being on the table here in 2 weeks.
Which is just will bludgeon the economy. They don't have a choice. I mean, they moved too late. They being the Fed, they believed in transitory inflation for way too long. So they're really, their hand has been forced to increase rates at this rapid rate. And that's not, it's going to just stifle and smother the economy. I think that's the goal, because they've got to get inflation under control. And so it's going to be painful, but it's part of the process. And really it's because they waited so long. But the good news is that at the end of the month, we're going to be purchasing additional bonds with those that have a lot of cash, which most of the folks who are watching these videos have a substantial amount of cash still in your portfolios. We're going to be buying additional bonds because if even at 75 basis point increase, the new issuances for bonds are going to be much higher than anticipated. So we're probably looking at bonds with yields at 4.5% for 1 to 18 months. So that's the silver lining, that we can take cash that's really not performing at all and put it into a position in investment grade bonds, which are the highest rated bonds. Very little default rates for those types of holdings. And then we can get more of a return than we can currently in the stock market, and more of a return than the piddly amount that you're getting on your the money market accounts that are attached to your investment accounts.
With that maturity not being in excess of 5 years, being in the range, like Gibbs said, 12, 18 months, so that we can redeploy that money when it does mature.
Yep. And the market conditions, I think the third quarter is not going to be a good quarter. We might start to see some zest for the midterms that will be approaching in the fall. But really, I think we're just in a position of holding what we have and then utilizing that cash to get you in a better position buying individual bonds. So that's what the report is today. John will be back next week. And always remember, it is your money.
And your money matters.